What up, what up, what up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of A Drink and a Game. Um, my name's Dre, aka BK Brawler 537. Y'all already know where to catch me already, but you know what? I'll repeat it anyway for those who are listening for the first time. And if you're listening for the first time or watching for the first time, please like, subscribe, follow, rate us. And I assume that you're going to give us 5 stars because I don't think we deserve anything less. You know, today is one of our special episodes of A Drink of the Game. We're in Women's History Month. You guys might have heard us talking about this on our Gamerish Network podcast, which you should listen to if you haven't listened to that shit yet either. You know, and I'm here joined by the queen of Gamerish, Miss FeliseKat. You guys probably been seeing her all day. She's been streaming like all fucking day today. On this day that we're recording and going live. Those who don't know, this is a live podcast. For those who are listening for the first time, this is live. So if someone's in the chat and say something to us, you will hear us talking to people in the chat also. And I have a special guest too today, Miss Erica, aka Eri Fonzarelli. Hope I said that right. No butchering there. You know, so say what up to the people. You know.
Hi. I'm really excited to be here.
I'm glad you are. So, I made a post in our Gamers Network Facebook page, people, which we always tell you guys to join. And I was trying to get some ladies that would like to sit down on the pod and just talk about their experience in gaming and what they're going through, shit they love about games. So we're going to get into that. But before we get into that, thanks all who are tuning in right now. Of course, thanks for watching. You know, special guest day, Ladies Month, doing this week, next week, and maybe in the future it might still have more because this is something I feel like it's a subject that not a lot of people get into. So, you know, I'm like, this is something fun that could happen and just, you know, explore some ideas and show off other people other than my ugly mug. And if you guys notice, I have no glasses on today, and I feel very self-conscious. Letting you people know right now, for those who are watching, like I'm not used to not having glasses on. So excuse me if you see me not looking at the camera because I don't want to see my face. You know? But let's start off where we always do. What are you guys drinking? Felice, what is your drink of choice today?
I have a glass of Cabernet Sauvignon. It's just basically a red.
Okay.
It's basic.
It sounds expensive, as most wines always do, unless you're like really into it that you know exactly what you're drinking.
It's cheap,
Yeah.
but it's great.
What about you, Erica? What's your drink of choice?
I also have a red today. It's actually just a blackberry Merlot that I picked up from the grocery store not too long ago. It's a favorite of mine. It's really good. You can definitely get it at your local grocery store. It's not fancy or anything. A big bottle usually runs you about $11.99.
Oh, all right.
Did you
I gotta start drinking wine.
I start
This
too.
week I swore off wine. Like I drank a lot of wine this week, and I've started waking up feeling fucking weird. Like my stomach is like in knots when I would drink wine. I noticed. So like I'm just not drinking wine anymore. I have like 5 bottles I'm giving away like inside this house. I don't want no wine around me. Yeah, you're free to grab them whenever we see each other. Like whoever comes to my house first come first serve could come and grab these bottles of wine. I'm swearing off of wine. But I'm always double fisting, you know, ha ha ha. But I got like a spring margarita and a Corona. You know, I usually drink Corona with rum, but it's springtime, right? Like we're in the first week of spring, so why not drink a little margarita for today? But you know, Erica, you know, you're here. You know, we spoke a little, but I was trying not to get too into your life because I didn't want to ruin anything for this podcast. So we also go over like what game have we been playing or what game like strikes your interest at the moment. Even if you're not playing, like if you're watching it there, are you playing any games right now?
Okay, so my 2 main games that I'm playing right now have been Assassin's Creed Valhalla and The Sims 4. And The Sims is my usual game. And I'm actually hoping to start a new Let's Play for my streams. And
throw out that handle. We want to let the people know.
You
Yes.
can usually follow me streaming at BESNTV1 because I do it for work because I'm the marketing and communications manager for this esports tech startup.
Nice. And what
But
is it like being part of that? Like, how does that all run?
well, there's only really a handful of us right now, but
Mhm.
we are working very hard to improve it and make it better every day. My founder works very hard. He usually comes, he's usually based in Atlanta, and I'm all the way up in Ohio, just hiding out in the hidey hole that is the Cleveland area. So I do a lot of social media. I write articles like the ones that I had sent you previously before the
We'll
podcast.
get into that.
Yeah. So it's definitely like anybody who tells you that like the video game industry is just like strictly like for playing video games, they're definitely like liars because there's a lot more that goes into it because I do more than just play video games.
Yes. So, but tell me about your experience with Valhalla, because we've had a lot of conversations about Valhalla. Like, how do you like it, and do you think it's too long?
Okay, so I actually wrote an article and it's definitely headlined Assassin's Creed Valhalla is the too long repetitive RPG I've been looking for.
Oh man, Eric would love to hear this. Eric would love to hear this.
So, my first experience with an RPG was actually Skyrim, and it was about 2 years ago. So I played it a lot in 2019, and I loved it. My problem with it was is that I like had like two going on three saves going, and I was doing the same stuff all the time. And guess where I don't have that problem in Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Mhm. Yeah,
That makes
I
sense.
noticed with Skyrim, no matter how much I try to switch up my weapon set, like I keep going back to being a sorcerer and using magic, no matter what. I said I was going to be Legolas and just go with a bow and arrow
No.
everywhere because yes, I'm a Lord of the Rings geek. But
Yes.
and I tried to just kill everything with a bow and arrow, but then after a while, I'm like, you know what? A little electricity wouldn't hurt right here coming out my
Yes.
arm. But that's been my problem. But continue. Didn't mean to interrupt.
No, I like definitely understand, but I'm the same way. Like, even though I had like two or three different Skyrim saves, I was pretty much playing the same person. I use a bow and arrow all the time, but my stealth ends up being like 100, like 2 hours into the game because I'm creeping all the time.
Oh yeah.
So,
Damn.
but,
That's how I
but
get dead.
that's yeah, but that's usually like how I play games. And so Assassin's Creed that way is like perfect for me though, is that like I have like, a lot of people like the one complaint that I saw among my friends definitely was that they felt like they couldn't assassinate people, enough. Like you didn't need the mechanic as often. Well, they're talking to me who uses the mechanic like regularly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you one that turned on automatic assassins? Like I turned it on. Like if I'm gonna sneak up and stab you from behind, I don't want your health bar telling me that you can't die. So I turned on automatic assassinations if I sneak up from you from behind.
I
Like
don't have automatic assassinations turned on, but I do have it where you can look around with your right joystick, and if there's people nearby, you can assassinate them. So you can do like a twofer.
the double, yeah, I got that skill too. But
Yeah.
I like the realism. So I'm like in real life, if I was to stab someone in the neck from behind and they just because they're bigger than me, I don't think that means they don't die. Like
Right.
I think this should go down. So but
But I
yeah,
also have the skill where if you sneak up on someone and their health bar is only like halfway when you do a stealth attack, I have it where you can do the timed attack, where if you time it perfectly, you end up succeeding in doing in your like the like full bar assassination.
yeah, I don't have that one, but I guess it doesn't
I don't
make
have that
sense.
either.
You know,
Oh, I love that. I just love being able to time. I love assassinating people. My only experience before Assassin's Creed Valhalla was constantly doing the leap of faith for 20 minutes in Assassin's Creed Black
Oh,
Flag.
yes.
oh, that's my
Yes.
favorite. Black
Yes.
Flag is my favorite Assassin's Creed, yo. Tim
It's
said,
it's a perk.
mhm.
I
Oh,
All
love
right.
the perks.
yeah.
Yeah. Tim. And Tim, thanks for joining us, man. Thanks for tuning in. And I love that bottle. I hope I know I saw that bottle you put up on Facebook, man. And I'm like, yo, I know you say you're not opening it till you celebrate it. So I think me coming to visit will be perfect opportunity to open up that damn bottle that you bought, man. I know it cost a lot, but Dre's with it. Dre's with it. You
Of
know,
course. There's a
Elise,
bottle.
what
Dre is
game are
definitely
you
with it.
playing right now?
Actually, I've been actually playing several games. I'm trying to remember if the other one is the same, but I literally started playing. What? Well, I usually play my regulars, the
Indie
Call of
game?
Duty. Well, yeah, that, but also, I dabble in Call of Duty and stuff like that as well. But I've been playing Dead by Daylight because I started streaming today earlier. And for indie games, I beat Ori and the Blind uh,
Mm.
Forest because I love beautiful games. But I have been playing the second Ori, which is the Will-O-Wisp, the Will of the Wisp. I call it Will-O-Wisp because it sounds like the same thing, but it's not. But I've
It's
been
like the
playing.
Pokemon move.
Right. It right. Yes. Yes. It is exactly like that. But
I forgot about that move.
yeah. I've been playing that. I also have been streaming what do you call it? I'm trying to remember. I've been playing Apex, but this is another
Mm.
indie game specifically. Apex only because like I all of a sudden I play the game and I won one, so I think I'm amazing, but I'm not. Like I'm like, oh, I'm the baddest thing out there. I had one kill and one revive and no deaths. No damage lost, and I'm like, I'm the best. There is the best there was, the best ever will be. You know who that is? Who says
Oh,
that?
Bret Hart.
Muhammad
Yes,
Ali.
yes.
Yeah.
Actually, both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Actually,
a huge
both.
WWE fan, so
Yeah,
you know.
I said to him because he loves wrestling, but
I love wrestling too, but it has been
yeah,
so long since I've watched.
same. I haven't really watched since I was a child.
I
Because
was
that
just
was my
watching
bond
last
with
night.
my grandpa was watching wrestling, but
Oh man, that's me and my grandmother. Like she
yeah.
raised us
Oh,
on
your
fucking
grandma?
wrestling. Yeah, she raised all her grandkids to watch wrestling. All
That's
of us.
amazing. But no, the game I was trying to think of, I just looked up on my Xbox. It's A Plague's Tale: Innocence. I think I mentioned it during the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. This game is like everything. It's creepy. It's got the feeling of the game that you played, which I can never remember the name of it. But let's say Life is Strange. We'll just say that. It's like that genre of game, except it's with the plague. So I know I mentioned the podcast the other day. I'm sorry I'm talking about it again, but like, damn, it's good. It's
It's
creepy.
good.
So with a Plague's Tale, though, it's like I think the whole thing is that you're protecting your brother and trying to
Yeah,
escape this place because you guys are being hunted, and
yeah,
then there's the rat thing going on and everything. But my only problem with the game, like maybe I didn't play long enough, but I
yeah.
didn't feel this connection with my brother to really
There's a
protect him.
reason. There's
You
a
know,
reason for
like
that though.
yeah, because well, it's been out long enough. You could give me the reason because I'm just
Oh,
like I
I
felt
don't want to tell you. I
no
don't like spoiling
connection.
games.
Not because like playing Life is Strange 2 and you got your brother. Like I
Yeah,
felt the connection with my brother in
yeah,
Life is Strange 2
yeah.
from the get go. Like and when I was playing A Plague's Tale, I'm just like, oh my god, I gotta babysit this motherfucker. As in Life is Strange 2, I'm babysitting my brother, but this kid got superpowers. So it's like, man, this is cool. I'm training a superhero, like so
You're the
like please
coach. You're the coach.
yeah, like tell me what it was about A Plague's Tale that like made you feel some type of connection
Well,
to the characters.
I would like to say that I think that for me, I won't say I played mad hours. I didn't because I kept getting caught in the garden trying to escape. I have not escaped yet.
You didn't even get out the
But
garden yet.
no, I did. Don't laugh at me. It's been a lot of times. My thing is I die a lot. Okay, it's okay.
Oh, that's a
I
mood.
it's a thank you.
I
I
die a
die a
lot
lot,
too.
and it's okay as long as I'm having fun. But
Mhm.
no if I pay attention to the when you find like little things around the house, like I pick up things. I'm a completionist. So the mood that I got between listening to the workers in the house and the mom and seeing the backstory is that the kid is sick, and because the plague thing, I think it's him. He is the plague. Literally. The way that the people treated him, it's like they're like, oh, he's sick, so we're all dying. And I haven't gotten that far to figure it out, but I'm pretty sure I'm not wrong. That it's him that's killing everyone in the village. Spoiler,
That's your
not spoiler.
hunch.
It just seems right because I saw this weird trailer, and it's probably I don't watch trailers ever. Just don't watch trailers. But no, yeah. But the bond with them, the bond between them. To your question is, she feels as if she has to protect him because it's her mom's last wish. Not saying she died,
Yeah, yeah, I understand her reasoning, but
but
for us, I don't. For
oh,
us,
well,
we
because your mom asked you, because it's like Game of Thrones rules. You do what you gotta do because they told you to do it, and it's you're the last one alive. Like you're the Stark of the family. You're the one that's gonna marry this dude who you don't want to marry, and it's like, I'm sorry, my brain, the
I'm
Poor
way.
just
Sansa.
thinking like it brought me back to the days of babysitting Ashley in Resident Evil 4,
No, it's
and
not the same because Ashley
and
grows up to be a grown ass woman
you
who
know, but
helps.
still, like I was just like, you have to carry this girl, and she's getting scared, and it's just, oh my god, woman, like I could
I
kill these
respect it though.
zombies if you just run over here, you know, like we could take them out, you know, but.
I mean, but to her point though, you wouldn't have the babysitter if they didn't treat her like that.
Mhm.
If they would have told her to, because it is Women's Month, History Month. If they would have changed the schematics of the game, if they would have said instead, hey, okay, she's a little kid, she's scared. Kid versus her being a girl guy, she's scared. I got it. Her dad is he was not Nemesis. He was the thing with the big eye on his shoulder.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I can't remember his name. I
I
know
can't
what
think of his
Neither.
name.
you're talking about.
Yeah, but yeah. Um, she did a lot of work in the game. Okay, if it wasn't for her you propping her up and getting to the switches, you would have died too. So like, don't sell her short for having a babysitter because she helps you save your life. Because
Hey,
you could
don't get me
no no
started
no
on
no
Resident
no.
Evil
Don't get me
puzzles.
started. Yo,
Don't get me started on
he
Resident
hates
Evil
puzzles.
puzzles.
He
Okay,
hates
you know
puzzles.
how I feel about Resident Evil
I
and the
like puzzles. He hates puzzles. But to her point, okay, women in each game, even though they dispose as being the people who are scared, less health bars, yada yada yada. Literally in games, we are the smallest. We fit through the spaces. We go through the scariest shit that the dudes can't do because they can't fit there. Even though realistically, if they could fit, they wouldn't get through there. Let's be real. Um, so like,
Until Dawn is kind of like that.
Oh,
yeah,
you played Until Dawn. Did you play any of the
Until
other
Dawn is
ones?
great.
Any of the other stuff like Man of Medan and
I've
uh,
watched somebody play Man of Medan, but I'm actually hoping to play Little Hope myself. I actually don't have a console. I just
I haven't
mainly have
played that.
my PC right now.
I would have told you that you could have played online with me. You could do like two players, do share play. You
Tell
know,
Naomi. Thank you, Tim. He gets me going. I'm sorry, but
yeah,
yes.
Tim's the best. Tim's the best. You know, but what other game you said you was playing? Oh no, actually, wait. Before I get back to you, Erica, Dead
Yeah.
by Daylight. Felice has been playing a lot of Dead by Daylight. From your
Yes.
streams, you've been having a lot of damn fun on that game. And
Yes.
Dead by Daylight is a good game, especially it's crazy how it's become what's
It's
become from
coming
its
back again.
beginning. Like the beginning of that game, it got shitted on like crazy, and then it became like one of the best
Like the
survival
Among
games.
Us. Like Among Us.
Yeah, and it was just like, so what are you loving about Dead by Daylight right now? What keeps you going back for more? Because although I like the game, I could only play it like for an hour at a time, and then I'm
Well,
like, all right, something else.
today I only expected to play for an hour or at least 30 minutes and then play Call of Duty for 30 minutes because I mean, I'm used to the trolls in Call of Duty. um, but Dead by Daylight, I don't know, out of nowhere I got better. I mean, I still suck, which is fine. But it just seems different. Like I guess also because I bought some extra characters. I bought the nightmare thing because I used to be. And I said this earlier, Tim. It's a horror fan's dream. Yes, I am a horror
Yeah,
fan. I grew up
it
on
is.
all horror movies. It's just like all movies. John Carpenter. Did I say that right? John
Yeah,
Carpenter,
John Carpenter, yeah.
Stephen King, the other dude, and the other dude. I can't think of them because they're all dudes, unfortunately. Um, literally I with this game recently I felt more connected to it because I decided to play it on my own beforehand, I was playing with other people, and I realized it was a very toxic community because when you go in, I mean, even if you play with some of the killers, they just keep like trolling you. It's kind of upsetting. But um, yeah, I went into this game with a different mindset, I guess. And I realized that there was so much more things like I didn't know beforehand because I let the toxicity of the community kind of blind me to it that there are like skills things that you have to learn. There are literally a whole like leveling system. There's actually two leveling systems. There's a killer and there's the survivors, and then there's
Yeah.
a separate thing which is the blood points. I didn't know that. I knew about the blood points. I didn't understand the blood points. I never read the blood points because it's too many words at the time. It's
Yeah,
too much.
I was
Too
like
much.
that too. I just leveled up the shit, and I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing right now,
Yeah,
but I'm
yeah.
just use
And
this.
then someone today in the other day playing it told me like, hey, did you know that the flashlight is to blind people, and you can use the toolbox to take down the hooks. And did you know that some of them have abilities where you can like fight back? And I was like, you can fight back?
Yeah, I had no clue. You're teaching me something new today. Yo, I
Yeah,
had
you're
no-
teaching me something new today too.
So for me, Dead by Daylight recently between that and my friends whom they are great. I was playing with other people. They're great. And they literally jumped in my stream the I think it was my birthday stream I had on Friday. And they made it so much fun where I was just like, I need to play this more. Cause like it's a safe space. It's a bunch of women. I mean, granted, there's some boys involved too, but we call them the community husbands. Yeah, they have no say, but they're sweet. But yeah, it's just fun. When you have people to play with, the thing is called kill your friends. I think
no.
that's what they call it. So play with friends, and it becomes more fun. I think.
Gotcha, gotcha. And Erica, The Sims. What gets you going with The Sims? That's your shit, right? So,
Oh my
what
gosh, it really is.
I remember when I used to be addicted to The Sims
I
back in the
love The
day.
Sims.
I fell off. I fell off. So, what's going on in the world of Sims right now that's got you coming back for more?
Well, they just okay. A lot of people, first of all, I know a lot of people like have a lot of complaints when it comes down to like The Sims 4, but I don't think I ever fully appreciated The Sims 4 until I got my current laptop. It's an Acer Nitro 5, so it's like a gaming laptop. But before that, I had like an Acer like gateway laptop from like 2012, and that's what I was playing on. So the graphics were pretty gross, even though The Sims is, a pretty new game.
Yeah.
So I got this gaming laptop and started playing vanilla, like no mods, no anything. And I just never went back to using mods because the graphics were so nice. I did not want to mess it up and it loaded so fast. Like
Wow,
Yo,
these
wait,
loads,
really?
it's crazy what loading times did to us now. It's like I can't play a PS4 game anymore because PS5 has ruined my idea of how long I can sit in front of a fucking TV screen without touching a controller. You
I
know?
just I just remember like on my big laptop, like it just taking like 15, 20 minutes, even like without mods. And with mods, it even took like longer, of course. And then I just get this laptop, and the first time I play it just to test it, it takes like seconds. And it completely blew my mind because I had had this laptop for like 8, 9 years, and to just have just like a new model, like as of like fall, like 2020 has just like changed the way I game truly. Like,
That's gonna be Felice in a few
That's
weeks.
oh my gosh, thank you. I was gonna say that that's literally me. Right now, we're having this stream on my laptop. I can do basic bare minimal things, and also I'm a Sims lover. I have Origin as an app on my PC. I've followed Sims my whole fucking life. It's on
yeah.
every single console that is possible,
Yeah.
including expansion packs. But yeah, I have a desktop which I need one more cord for, and I will be there. I will be
Yeah.
there.
And that's the thing, is that I have at least like all but like 4 expansions at this point. So I've
I was
spent,
gonna ask.
A
yeah.
lot of
So
money.
I've probably been playing about like, I don't know. I think The Sims 4 came out in 2015 and I bought it in 2017. Like
Yeah.
they had just added swimming pools when I bought it, and I had gotten it for the $5, of course.
Yeah,
Mhm.
of course. Of
So,
course.
but I just love like building a pool and just seeing like the crystal clear water. And it's like, wow, the water wasn't so
Yeah.
clear like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there's so much more customization with like the mods. And like they also came out with this new pack type called kits where it's one specific aspect of gameplay and you buy it for like $5 like just for that. It's basically a microtransaction. But I've bought
Yeah.
2 out of 3 because the third one was closed and I didn't really need 90s inspired clothes for what I try to do.
Yeah.
But I
I
did,
barely buy clothes.
yeah. So I did buy the Bust the Dust kit, which is like cleaning gameplay, makes your house like dusty, so you have to like vacuum it and then
Oh, I
like
didn't know they could do that shit now. Okay.
yes, and your house gets like dusty, and so it accumulates like dust bunnies that you can like befriend. And I think that's like the most
You could
hilarious part about
befriend
these
dust
new kits.
bunnies like from the big comfy couch.
Basically, that's
You
I
know,
mean they
I'm
don't look
sorry, I
just
might have
like
lost some people with that reference because a lot of people
yes.
don't know about the big comfy couch. You
I
know,
do. Sounds like
I
Blue's
um,
missed that
Clues.
show, truth
yeah,
be
that was a good
told.
show. That was a good show when I was younger. You know, it was crazy. But yes, continue unless you were done.
Well, I just wanted to say that the other kit that they have was like a country kitchen pack, which is just like an entire just like kitchen set of like decorations for your build buy. And I bought that because the swatches kind of reminded me of my mom. She always talks about getting a farmhouse. So I'm probably just going to build her a
Aw,
tiny farmhouse
that's so
in The
sweet.
Sims. Yeah. So building is kind of like the main thing that I like to do in Sims. I mean, I do have like a couple of Let's Plays that I like to do. I'm working on a Game of Thrones Let's Play actually to
Yeah.
celebrate the House of the Dragon spinoff.
Mhm.
But
Yes.
I've even made like Game of Thrones characters like in the game.
Yeah.
So, but building is kind of like mainly like where my passion is, and I'm terrible at it, but I try my best. But
It's fun. Yeah, it's
I
fun.
love recreating things, and I love decorating shells for sure.
I mean, I
So,
could definitely see
I'm
that.
lazy ass motherfucker. So it's like even though I be wanting to build stuff, as soon as I zoom out and I see, oh shit, they finally moved out of that lot. Like I'm like, all right, I'm moving in there, so I don't gotta build all this shit right now. I was gonna build a second floor in my house, and I'm like, wait, there's an empty lot with a second floor store, a home there. So let me just go and just relocate my whole family. And on your Game of Thrones thing, like, did you create Ned Stark just to die?
Wait, what? No. Why are you doing that? Don't kill people.
Just want to know, man. That's my man Boromir. You know, that's what I know him as. Boromir, son of Denethor.
how
Stupid.
similar are Ned Stark and Boromir, though? Like, let's be real. Um, but I've actually only created Targaryens so far.
Okay. So you got a lot of
All in
I
the
red
would do
name
haired
that
of
too.
people.
yeah, all in the name of legacy challenges. So, following Targaryen family tree and going back 10 generations.
Damn.
So, I
That's
mean, I
dope,
tried that on
actually.
yeah, I know. I tried that on my older laptop and I got pretty far. I was probably like generation 6.
Mm.
But I was like but like as soon as I got this laptop, I was like clean slate.
Oh
So you
yeah, of
started
course.
over? You didn't continue that?
No, sometimes I think about booting up the old laptop and checking it out, but towards the end there, my laptop actually got stepped on by a Great Dane.
Uh,
So it's
Yeah.
the screen's a little cracked. So I was kind of playing with like ink blots.
oh,
I
yeah,
was dedicated though. I was still going.
that is not fun though.
If I could see
Um,
the center
Uh
screen though, it was okay.
I mean
I
that
that.
yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Felice. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that sounds pretty dope. I mean, the fact that the Targaryen thing for me sounds like epic because I was always curious about how that would look. I am curious about that still. But as for a screen, I was gonna say that I am no stranger to crack screens when playing video games. I've cracked several screens, unfortunately, doing odd things. So like, yeah, I understand. I feel your pain.
Oh yeah.
So since we're talking about things that might make us sad, I wanted to like bring up this idea. I don't want to bring down the tone of our show because we're having a good time, but we
Sure.
also get into like real talk here and
Yeah.
there. So like I have you two ladies here, and there's like there might be some guy listening that might be a rage online player and stuff, and I'm just like, what are you guys' experiences playing games online? Is it like mostly positive when you or mostly negative, or sometimes do you feel like you can't even talk when you're playing games online? Because I know Felice got in started getting into this earlier, but like what's it like being a woman gamer like that likes to play online? I guess I'll start with you, Erica, then we'll get to Felice. I know she has a story to tell.
Huh.
Yeah, and it's actually and not like funny, not like haha funny, but oddly enough, like I don't play a whole lot of multiplayer games. I'm a very single player person, so I don't do
I
I
was
mean I
getting that
do
vibe.
yeah, I do a lot of like in-person like co-op games, like so I like to play
Couch
I like to
co-op.
yeah, so I like to play Duck Game on the Switch right now with my boyfriend and his like 8-year-old nephew.
Oh.
So that's our main game that the three of us play together. But as far as like playing online, even just streaming, my experience has been overwhelmingly positive. But at the same time, I know that I'm just now streaming out and I'm kind of new. So I kind of have like this not for I had kind of have like this like foreshadowing feeling that like, the more like my numbers climb even though I'm not really, looking at them, but I know the more people who watch, like the more attention, be like my job my workplace garners and I myself garner, I know like the more they're coming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to like prepare for that because I see so much of it from on like Twitter and like in the Facebook groups. And so I
Not the
kind of
Gamers Network Grace Facebook group though. We're a
no,
very
never. It's always in those weirdo like Twitch hosting groups where like people just like drop links and when you have a question like nobody answers you and they just drop links in the comments.
uh,
Like it's always like those kinds of groups.
mm,
Yeah,
Uh
I can see that.
Yeah, so never really like never really like close knit communities like what BESN TV tries to foster and what Gamerish Network has. But I don't want to say that like I prepare for the eventuality of trolls, but like I kind of do.
oh, they'll always come. They'll always come
Hmm.
one way or another.
Yeah.
Mm. What
Agreed.
What
um,
about you, Felice?
I've been doing this a bit longer.
Yeah.
I have a bigger following, I think. Um, and with that, it's just different. It's you expect not. Well, no. It's best to not expect things. It's best to just be there and do what you need to do and try to keep a positive mind, because realistically, trolls are gonna come, like you said earlier. There are trolls, and it has nothing to do with you, which is the hard lesson to learn. It has nothing to do with you and everything to do with someone either wanting attention or someone just being miserable in their own life and wanting to get the satisfaction of getting that attention or making someone else miserable. But it doesn't hurt any less at the same
Yeah.
time. In my experiences, which has been a lot, depending on what game I've played, I have still, which I think I need to delete them because they're still in my Xbox and my PlayStation. But I have a bunch of messages from people from Overwatch, which my friends can tell you thoroughly that I've cried over. I'm not gonna lie about it. I think it's okay to cry. It's human. Men,
Yeah.
women, and in between should cry to get past things. But I've got messages in different languages, which I've either knew from it being Spanish and English or just translated some words and known that they were like disgusting and it was like based off of them not being able to play good and not necessarily me, which has a different statement separately. I'll tell you about what I found but which I found about later yesterday. But it would be either that, like messages, or like they would find me on social media and troll me. My Twitch has been good for the most part. I won't lie to you. With me streaming on Gamerish and me streaming on FeliseKat, but I do get sometimes some messages that I do ban. I be my own moderator by banning things on both things. But basically, just people are just people, and I know that people shouldn't. The concept of people shouldn't be trolls, but literally knowing that you are a female at times when you're playing Call of Duty or any competitive game where you're online, as soon as they hear your voice, they're either, "Oh my gosh, do you need help? Do you need this? Do you need that? Oh my gosh, are you? What do you need?" Which is rare, FYI, depending on what you sound like. To the which I won't repeat on this podcast because I know we are 18 above podcast, but I won't repeat it. Just like some very censoring type conversations of my body parts and or my gender and or where do I live and or I will try to look you up through your ISPN and your whatever, and you're just like, for someone who actually has taken IT, I know that they can't find me.
Right.
But most people do not know that. They could possibly live in fear of thinking that, oh, this person said they're gonna look up my stuff. They're gonna look up my IP address. And they're gonna like try to find me, and oh my gosh, I can't play this game more. I gotta be scared. Like, making someone live in fear is not a good thing. And it's just a video game. At the end of the day, which is what I do at my stream. I say my stream all the time, which is why I say I die a lot. I do die a lot though. I do.
Yeah,
I
we know, we know. But
I
as
know.
long as you're having fun with it.
But
Mhm.
yes, my thing with me saying it so much and I verbalize it during any streams I do is because I say to people like, listen, I die a lot. It's gonna happen. Like, don't take this serious. It's just a game. Like, we could reset.
Mhm.
And people sometimes, I don't know if they're just being like extra because we're women, or if they're just being like, oh, you're a woman, so you like what it all seems being women though. Actually, like, at least what I have encountered.
So crazy because
Yeah.
I don't know why it is that some guys feel threatened that a woman is better than them in a shooting game.
Oh
You
my
know,
gosh, yesterday I did
guys hate
epic.
it. It's like some guys just out there hate it when they see a woman that's in first place. And especially when they think all female gamers do is go online and show their boobs to get followers, which is not all female.
Boobs off screen. Boobs
Yeah,
off screen.
yeah,
They're down
and,
there.
and
They're down
so
there.
crazy. So there's a lot of misconceptions out there. Hopefully, this stuff could like go away soon, and more guys could see
Ah,
females more serious gamers. Like Erica, like you're doing the esports thing. Like I think I would love to see like more female esports teams out there. Because I know there's some out there, but they don't get like the camera.
recognition.
What
Oh, he got stuck.
I would love to see more I would love to see more all black esports teams or women of color esports teams specifically. But at the same time, like, I my hope for representation in the video gaming industry is that at some point we won't have to say that this person is the first to do this. At
Mhm.
some
Yeah,
point, it becomes normalized that we are all doing the same thing. But I also, at the same time, like, in order to get to that point, we have to acknowledge that these barriers are being broken,
the
which is
glass
why,
ceilings.
which is why representation, like, matters so much in the video games that are being made.
I say this every
But
week.
every week, but I even though, like, I personally haven't experienced like multiplayer co-op online playing, like, video game hate from like online players and like strangers, like, I know my friends have, like, even though I'm not an FPS like co-op player, like, my other gal pals are, you know what I mean, like, they play Call of Duty like together, so they have had these problems, and when they're together and they're playing together and they get into rooms together, it's 100% worse because there's two of them. It's like
Mhm.
twice as bad.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Online hate is crazy. Like, and I can only imagine if all this was how much worse it was when Xbox first went online back in the days. You know,
Nope.
I can only imagine
Nope.
how bad it was back then because I remember the shit I had
It
to
was
deal
there.
with just for being a black kid playing a video game online. You know, and so. And I'm just like, how do you even know I'm black? Like, well, your name says BK Brawler. Like,
Yeah.
so they just assume because I'm from Brooklyn, I'm black, you know. So I was
You could
like,
have just
okay,
been the Burger King brawler.
yeah.
Maybe
I
you
used
just
to be like,
really
how do
liked
you know I
Burger
just love
King.
burgers? You know, I could be the Burger King brawler, you know.
I mean,
Like,
that's what I was saying before, like being a unicorn, because I it's the best thing I can represent myself as, which is why I when I do streams, I always say that with Call of Duty specifically, my last goal was to get that unicorn, which happened to be a fucking cat shitting a rainbow. But I still took it. I still took it. But
Right.
literally, being a person that is a black woman that is queer and open, like, yeah, I get it all ways because my character on Xbox specifically rides a unicorn and she has a mohawk
I love that.
and there's a rainbow in the background. So yeah, I got it for forever. The unicorn came from when I had the previous console because they had the avatars or whatever that's still there.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
like
that
no
are
one can get,
sleeping right now.
they're expired. You can't. No one can get it, but it still pops. I refuse to change it because I paid. I paid my time to get that.
Right.
But no, Dre, I totally hear what you're saying. Like that was hard in the beginning. I didn't even talk in the beginning because of that. I tried twice and I was like, nope, nope. But and this is from not Xbox. This is from when I played World of Warcraft. People either wanted to simulate sex with me.
Oh,
Oh my
gosh,
gosh.
You know what I mean? You're typing it out. You're
yeah,
not talking.
Right.
Yo,
it's
people
crazy.
either wanted to simulate sex with me or they wanted to lead me into a raid and leave me and in space, and I would just, it was not fun.
But how you just gonna leave somebody in a raid?
People be doing that shit. Like even the ESO online, like I'd be like, y'all can't
Uh-uh.
leave me because I'm your fucking healer. So I'm like,
I was a healer. I was not a healer.
it's crazy. Like, but ESO is only four of you at a time, so it's like
Yeah.
only one healer is allowed. So it's like, yeah, y'all want to survive this boss battle? Y'all better. Cause I be usually the weakest one there. I be riding their coattails. I'm like, yo, I'm just here for
Riding their
trophy
coattails.
and to add another head to my house. You know, another fucking boss head to my house. Like that's why I'm here right now. You know, and some people could tell when like they're like, "This is your first time doing this." I'm like, "Yeah, just keep killing things. I'm here. I'm healing you." Like, I'm here, you know, but I know it's
I,
crazy.
I'll
Huh?
ask you a question. Sorry, continue. I'll ask afterwards.
I was done. I was done.
I would say, not to you, BK, but to you. How would you change the narrative in gaming for women in reference to not necessarily us just receiving the situations that are happening? Because you can't really change anyone's personality. You can't
Like
change
stole the question
how
out
they
my.
are. So how would you change the narrative in reference to us seeing the behaviors that are happening? How would you change like what we do? It's not our fault. We're not victims either. But how would you change that narrative?
Um, it's it's hard to change the narrative without people demanding solid evidence that things are happening. Like it's so hard that like in the age of technology to take people at their word and believe them. And I think this constant need for hard physical proof just needs to be eliminated because sometimes sometimes the videos disappear, sometimes the videos are taken down, sometimes the content's not there, sometimes you get locked out of things, and I just feel like there's always, I mean, a paper trail is so important like for court proceedings, but when you're online trying to vent about this thing that happened to you, people want to be like, well, can we see what happened? Or, well, where is it? Well, why don't you show us?
Yeah.
Like, I shouldn't have to show you a clip of people following me around in Among Us just so that you know that, like, people were following me around in Among Us after they asked me if I was a girl. And, you know, I didn't think about that until we were talking. Like, oh my gosh, I'll never forget. Just this one time. Just one time. I just playing Among Us by myself on my nice new laptop, minding my own business.
Yeah.
And, like, and I'm always orange because my college colors are orange and brown, so I'm always orange because I wear the Lone Knife tat in Among Us. And somebody was like, my last name is Stark. It's like I spelled out my name Eryka, and my last name is Stark, so that's like my little screen name for my person.
Yeah.
So somebody was like, "Hey, Orange, are you a girl?" And of course, I'm not thinking. I'm
It
like,
pops
"Yeah,
out.
I'm a right." Like, I just typed back. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm a girl." And then I have like two people follow me around the whole game, going on dates while I'm trying to do my tasks because
Oh
I'm
my
a crewmate.
goodness.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm not going on a date with you. I said, I'm trying to do my task. And they just kept following me. I don't even know if one of them was like imposter, but like it was funny because like they got kicked out, like the one got kicked out so quickly, but then like once somebody got kicked out for like following me, like somebody else like
Hi,
ki-
Mel.
started following me. Like
Yeah, of course. Of course I would. Of course I
it
would.
was hilariously insane.
That's crazy.
Um, I just want to say, because from what you just said about that whole situation,
Mhm.
one of the groups that Gamerish has started following recently, which has been like slowly but surely uh, showing up sometimes for us, has been Black Girls Gamers. Um, yeah, it's very slowly, surely.
They're
It's like,
so great. I have not had a chance to like communicate with them one on one, but I'm in
oh
their
my
Facebook
gosh,
group and I
yes.
follow them on Twitter.
I
And
follow
I,
them on Twitter, and I follow them around like a puppy dog because
oh
they're
my gosh,
all
me too,
amazing.
though.
But my point, what I was trying to say is that they kind of make some of the examples from or of things that I think that we should do as women. Not that it's our responsibility to not get mistreated, but things that we should do as women to like fight against that and just be, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I definitely think just
Which is
like
hard,
regularly.
hard,
Yeah,
but
I
still.
I think maintaining like your self like
Community.
maintaining your community and like but also just like maintaining like your self-esteem and your self-worth and like reminding yourself that you're better than the things that people, might say about you. I
Mhm.
think I think just like maintaining and like knowing that you're better than what they say, I think is helpful too. And I just feel like I feel like a lot of uh content creators who are women of color, because they get so much hate, I've noticed like it just brings them down so much, and like I want to like be there for them like so bad, and like it makes me emotional to talk about it because
Take your time.
it's like because you're watching them because oftentimes like when they post on social media, they're seeking support about, am I the content creator like I think I am, or are what the troll is saying about me true? And I want there to be so much more outpouring support and resources for women of color in gaming, like for these, because I feel like um a lot of us taking, these hateful comments to heart also has to do kind of, with our psychology.
Yeah,
As black women, we are so disrespected in the we're so disrespected like all around the world. Like, and so I think a specific support like for like the mental health of women gamers, or of female gamers of color, I think would be a helpful resource too. It wouldn't
I
help
agree with
change
you.
the I wouldn't help change the narrative, but I think it would. I think you okay, that's not true. I think it would change the narrative in the fact that it would give women a stepping stone in helping combat something that they get attacked for on the daily. Because for a lot of content creators of color, especially women, like this is their whole job. Like this is this is what you do, from the moment you wake up and like after like you eat breakfast, like this is what you do. And then like, you eat dinner and you like spend time like with your family and then you like go to bed. But like this is what you fall asleep like, and this is what you do with your day.
Mm-hmm. I
Yeah.
agree all your points there. Well said, well spoken. For once, somebody shut me up. You know,
Yeah, he was quiet for a minute. Can
I
I
know
let
this
you
is
know?
the
I was
quietest
concerned.
I've
I was
ever
concerned.
been for a long time. I was like, see, this I guess what a lot of us men need to do: to shut up and listen sometimes.
That's what I've been
You
telling
know,
you
that's
guys. Just
all you
listen.
gotta do. I hope my wife's not watching. Like,
And I think it really does take, I think it's not even, and it's not even just, I mean, men need to like shut up and listen sometimes?
That's
Yes. But
yeah,
like,
but
I think everybody owes it to themselves and like the people around them to lend a listening ear sometimes and like just be quiet. And I always feel bad because people really because I really try to do that sometimes. People will just be like yakking away and they'll look at me and they'll be like, what? And I'm like, nothing, I'm just listening.
feel you there.
yeah, yeah. I can see that. I can see that. That was amazing. Yamel, thank you for being here.
Yes, thanks for being
One
here.
of our million followers. Oh,
And so, to get back, I guess, on the lighter side of things,
yes.
and I know other than you doing the esports stuff, I know, Erica, you said you're doing journalism right now, and I saw you posted in Gamerish Network. You posted one of your articles, so you can look up Erica, and she has an article on there where you were writing about a indie African American indie game developer. I read the whole thing. It was a nice piece. I think I commented on it and stuff. But yeah, tell us about that journey and what you're trying to get back into.
So the funny thing about me is that I went to undergraduate school for 6 years for a 4-year degree. So I got 4 years of education and 2 years of victory laps. But I loved but being in college for like longer than like 4 years like definitely helped prepare me to like overcome my anxieties. I originally wanted to go to law school, so a journalism degree was just kind of my stepping stone for that. And I started out in like PR and public relations, but I didn't really want to like at this time I didn't really want to clean up the messes of like companies, handling PR crises, like doing advertisements for them. It wasn't really what I wanted to do. So when I took the reporting class that you're required to take for like your general education for the degree, like I flourished in that. So I ended up switching my major. So I did a lot of diversity and like on campus reporting. I reported about protests that went on campus because my college years were 2012 to 2018. So they were pretty formidable years, like for the country and for just like American society overall, just because I, came in at the re-election of Barack Obama, and then I left in the middle of the Trump administration. So
Very
it
different.
was, yeah. So there was a lot of reporting on campus, a lot of feature profiles about people of color in higher administrative offices. I wrote a lot of opinion articles about social issues and representation. What else did I do? I was in Students for Sensible Drug Policy when I was in college, and that was more into like my desire to like be in like law school, was because it was for like fighting for a lot of like legislation. But like towards the end of my college career, like I didn't really even care about law school anymore because I was loving journalism so much, and so I focused on that so much more. So
Mm.
like I spent like 3 years focusing on like wanting to be in law school, and then I spent like my other 3 years of undergrad like focusing on journalism. So that's kind of, I pretty much split my 6 years of college in half that way.
Hmm.
But I had fallen out of it because I had come back home and there aren't as many resources in the suburban Cleveland area where I live, because I'm not directly in the city anymore. I'm in the suburbs. So I did what any sensible working class Northeast Ohioan would do, and I got a job at a sub shop. And I actually really enjoyed it. And then come uh come the summertime was when I was reached out to about this opportunity with Black Esports Network. And so in the summertime, oh man, I remember forget, it was July 3rd, 2020
Remember the
was
day?
when I Yes, I do. I do. It was just
That's
so it was
special.
the Yes, it was the first time like it was the second time I had ever had like a postgraduate like job interview. So it
Yeah.
meant like so much to
Uh,
me.
Not to interrupt you, but it's just like
Yes.
I still remember, like it's just like that job you just didn't expect. Like when I got hired for PlayStation, I remember exactly what I was doing, exactly where I was when I got that phone call for the
Yes.
interview to go work for PlayStation. I was just
Yes.
like, oh my god, I have to get drunk today. I'm about to be on an interview to fucking work for PlayStation. But go ahead.
Yes.
Sorry for the interruption.
But you totally understand like how it feels to like, and of course like I'm looking at the stuff and it's like video games. I just play video games. I don't know nothing about like making video games or like being in video games. So I'm just like I said, and then of course like at the time like I've only played like Sims and Skyrim. And so I'm like, man, I was like I don't know nothing about video
Hey, you
games.
tell somebody you play Skyrim, you get mad, you get a lot of
That's
props.
yeah, that's a
Okay.
good start.
Yeah.
That's a good start. That's a good start, actually.
Yeah, Sims and Skyrim were really, were really, the two games that I played for a while. And I've always been a simmer since like I've been a simmer since 2004. And I was
I
like, and I'm 20, I just turned 27 in December, so I'm a youngin'.
Aw.
But but yeah, so in July, when Tim Fields, the founder of Black Esports Network, when we had the video interview, he was telling me that I'd be focusing on like content creation. So I'd be streaming, but I'd be doing social media, which I was already familiar with. I'd be writing articles like highlighting Black game developers, which, as you saw, like I'm starting to do now. So I was adding on like more responsibilities, sort of like in like the marketing aspect and like doing like, social media and like advertising and like content creating. But I was also kind of in my roots of writing articles and reading press releases and posting them and like getting blurbs and like, calling people and being like, I just need like a couple sentences for my story so that it looks nice. And
Mhm.
of course, when they're like, "Yeah, you could get a couple sentences," and then you accidentally end up being on the phone for like 5 minutes. But that's how you. That's my secret, though. That's how you get them. You're just like,
Yeah.
I just need a couple quotes, and then you just start chit chatting, and like, so I've been able to use a lot of my journalism skills in this new role, which has been really, really nice. And I'm
That's
still kind of learning and overcoming like my anxieties, like I said, of like being in the industry and like not really knowing and like being so new just all the way around. So,
mhm.
but with it coming up, like, my interview being like a year in July, like I'm starting to feel like much better than I was like 6 months ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
Comes naturally. I'm glad, man. It sounds like
Sounds
this
good.
is good stuff for you. I hope for future success for you. Like shit, you coming back on the show talking about, how much money I'm making from this shit right now. Like, so I'm glad you're doing it. And like I had nothing else to add. Like unless you guys wanted to bring up anything else, I guess I wanted to ask, but I guess we got into it already. Each of you, what you feel like, what would you guys want for the future of like female gamers? I would say, what would be like the perfect future for you guys each in the world of gaming for women?
um, if I can, I think I can speak for Felice a little bit here when I say that I think it's like a multifaceted issue.
Mhm.
Like it's gonna take a lot of pieces parts to make like the perfect future for female gamers.
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah, and it's a good time, and I actually like in fall 2020, I also wrote like an opinion piece, and it's a great time to be a gamer girl, sort of.
Mhm.
And I mean, it sort of is like it's a great time. Like there's much and more representation coming, more gender customization, more skin color customizations coming to games. Like the the amount of progress between 2021 and even just like 2011 has been exponential. And like I've
Yeah.
only and like just from just like me just like playing and like being just kind of like on the sidelines and only just like reading about games and not really just like being like a big gamer until I got the job. Like it's I didn't think that it would change as fast as it has, but for as long as video games have been around, it's like also it's surprisingly unsurprising it took this long, but we still have a longer way to go.
Mhm.
So far to go. I get upset all the time when I'm like, oh, I can't choose my. Not only can I not choose my gender, I can't choose what color my skin is. Oh my gosh, I love that cup. Is that chalice?
Yeah, actually.
Hey, cheers.
That's
Cheers.
inspired, man. I think I'm almost done. But cheers again.
By the
It
way,
had
we
like
forgot
this
him. We forgot him. We forgot him. Dre,
right.
Oh,
come.
Yeah, come on,
okay.
Dre,
I'm
we
at the
got you.
end of my damn drink,
It's
but
still some in
cheers.
there. Cheers.
Yeah. I drank that. And they my spiders actually had like big red gems on their bellies, but I've had this cup for so long that the glue just like came off and I haven't had a chance to get new craft glue.
That's cool. It's still a dope ass cup, especially on stream. I can't even tell.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah, what you're saying, like I do really agree with what you're saying in reference to we have a long way to go because I often find, like I said, games that I'm like, oh, they had the opportunity to take advantage of being having women in this or having a variety of ethnicities or versus 10 shades of white passing and not this. Or
Yeah.
even like, oh yeah, they did have a woman and a man, but they only have like three shades, and the only black person is charcoal, which is beautiful,
Yeah.
but not the representation of everyone. You
Mhm.
know, or like, oh, what game was it I was playing recently? I can't even think of it right now, but we'll shout the games out in case they want to sponsor us one day. But um, no, it's important. Representation is so important, and you can look back on probably almost every stream, and you will always hear me talk about representation of queer people, of people of color, women in general, in video games. And I know that some of the games that have happened during the pandemic that have shined a lot in reference to not how much they sold, but how much talk has happened about them. For instance, like I was gonna say Ellie and Joel, Last of Us with the main character, the other main character, the villain being super masculine looking in reference to that, and just oh, that's not possible as a woman. Like any game a woman's in, she's getting criticized. I mean, the guys get criticized too if they're black or people of color in general. But the women in general, she's too strong, she's too muscular. Oh, Tomb Raider, why is her boob smaller? Why is her butt smaller? Why isn't she so strong? Why is she so weak? Or Wonder Woman, the movies. Oh, this she's not sexual enough. Or the new not Snyder. We're not talking about Snyder because it's still too soon. Or the second one, oh, they hypersexualized them and they all look like fucking like they're about to be strippers. Also, strippers are fine, FYI. Sex work
I
is
love strippers.
strippers aren't sex work either, FYI. But not the point. But my point is like, why do we talk about these things? People are people. Can we just people and play games and watch TV?
In a
I would
perfect
love
world.
to just people and play games and watch TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be a perfect world. But hey, this is why I have you ladies here to get all these things out there, in ways that I can't explain because I just like to game. I don't care who the hell I'm gaming with.
I know you don't care. You like
I
this
just
person. Let me
fucking
play.
game. Yeah, I was like, let's do this. I don't care if we're on the losing team as long as we're having fun, except when I'm playing NBA 2K because my cousins are listening right now. I know you guys take NBA 2K as if we're actually
Seriously.
getting paid NBA money to win these fucking games right now. But we're not. Probably after we get off this pod, I have to
Yeah.
go join them on the court right now.
I
You
know, I
know,
know.
so that's how it is. But as usual, people, thanks for tuning in. This has been a very good episode. Erica, thanks for joining and participating. Next
For
week, I will
having
have some
me.
more ladies here with Felice and myself. And Erica, you're welcome to join us whenever again. You know, I'll love to hear what you're up to and progress with things. Share your articles on the Gamerish Network Facebook page. And if you haven't joined it, please follow the Gamerish Network Facebook page. We are about to convert to one page, people. One page. So go to the page. Don't look for the
It's the
group.
same thing I keep posting.
Yeah,
Don't
we're
show
gonna
up
keep
somewhere
posting.
else, because that's
Yeah,
not where we be at.
yeah.
You
Well,
need to
by
show up
April
at the
1st.
right address. That's
Yeah,
the address. Don't go to the other one.
exactly. Hit the
The
link.
right address.
And
Yes. Click out. Click
Discord,
out. Let's use
Twitch,
that.
Gamerish _network. We are there. Follow FeliseKat when she's in Cat's Corner streams. Follow Freddie and Carl, Mad King,
I don't have
and
all their Twitch ads.
Carl,
That's not
and
mine.
they're streaming Apex. Like even tomorrow 11
Yes.
a.m. stream. We're recording
On
this on
Twitch.
Monday for those who don't know. And then tomorrow's Tuesday.
Tuesday.
They're gonna be streaming on Twitch
11
and
a.m. to 1.
yeah, I think 11 to 1, some Apex Legends, unless they decide to switch it up. But, and as usual, guys, if you could join our Patreon, we got new and bigger things coming. April 1st, we're going to be dropping a lot of new shit on you guys and just trying to do our best and get bigger and better. You know, and Erica, I can't thank you enough for
Thank you.
accepting to do this stuff and joining me and Felice here.
Thank you for being the woman.
No, thank you so much for having me. I'm so thankful.
No, it's no problem at all. It was my pleasure. And so, people, as usual, enjoy your drinks, enjoy your games. Peace out.
Salute.